So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be transferring the information that we collected when we were outside with the screenshots on our GPS software to our worksheet here. So we're going to be doing this for the outside clear area to determine what the normal loss is. We're going to be doing it on the inside area close to where the windows were, and then as we walk down farther down the hallway, we're going to do it record the values for what was there. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to want to determine the top 3 or 4 values. We're going to create an average of those values, and then we're going to determine what the calculated loss is. Now remember that this value here is 50, not 45. So I've transferred it to a spreadsheet just to make it a little easier, and I'm a little lazier. Let's open up our GPS readings. So let's first go to our outside normal GPS readings that we did with the screenshot, and we can see here that I had a 47, a 41, a 40. Those are all very strong. I had a 40 here as well. There's something a little different about this one. You'll notice that this strength bar isn't colored in, it's a gray, and it's got a dash here, and that it's got no values associated with the azimuth or angle. And we have another one down here a little farther that has something similar but has values. So these ones aren't being used in the calculation of the location. They don't have the green checkbox there. So I wouldn't want to use that one. I have a 45 here, and I have a 40. So I have a lot of values here. I've got a 45, a 47, a 41, and a couple of 40s. So I'm going to take my values here, and I'm going to be entering them into my 3 strongest for my outside clear area. So I had a 47, I had a 41, I had a 40, I had a 45, and I had another 40. So again, you could use whatever you'd like there in terms of that. Because I've chosen to do 5, I'm going to create my average here is going to be that divided by 5 here, and it's going to come up with 42.6. My calculated loss then is going to be 50 minus our average, and that's going to be our normal loss in an outside clear environment area. So now I'm going to do that same thing with the values near the windows, and then I'll do them again for the far windows. So I'm going to pull up my near windows graphic, and I can see from my near windows graphic, just by looking at it, my strengths are a lot less here. I have a 22, a 22, 21, 21, 21, and a 24 and a 23. So I'm going to use 24, 23, 22, 22, 21 for my 5 readings. So once again, I'm just going to take the easy way out. And I'm going to then use the calculation formula. So it's going to be the B3 divided by 5, because I used 5 values there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then now my average is actually going to be, or my calculated loss near the windows is going to be 50 minus our calculated loss, which was this value here, which was 7.4, minus our average loss inside near the windows. So our loss there is going to be a further 20.2 values. And now I'm going to do the same thing for my inside far windows. I'm going to pull up my inside far windows here, inside far, and I can see that I've got a 22, a 21, oh, here's another 24, a 20, and an 18. So those look to be the strongest ones. So I'm going to go ahead and put those into my spreadsheet. and I'm going to do my average loss is 22. So not much different in this situation. And I think that was because the area that we went to was towards the front of the building, not down underneath the ground. I have one other one that we did when we were headed down the 600s towards computer help that showed up quite light. We didn't get very far past the doors when we didn't get any readings at all. So once again, we're going to take our value, we're going to subtract it there. We just have to change a few things, is that it's going to be rather than getting the D3, it's going to be getting the D2 for that. So really the interior near the windows and far from the windows weren't too bad in this location. I'm going to show you the readings from the other one where we looked at the far from the readings here. And this was the readings far from the door, but we went towards in down the hall of the 600s, and you can see here we actually only had 4 satellites that were tracking something. So our values are going to be much different if we were using these values in terms of loss. So these are the other way that we used it. We had a 25, a 18, 22, and another 18. And there was only 4 there, so rather than divide by 5, we're going to divide by 4. And our values then are going to be, make that adjustment to D2. 21.85. So you can see how these losses are going to change as we go through the information.